On a glorious September morning, walkers and British Heart Foundation volunteers gathered at the Brass Mill Trading Estate entrance to the Bath to Bristol cycle path, all with one object in mind, to raise funds for the Mending Broken Hearts appeal. Every walker had a different reason for giving up their Sunday to help the cause, but each was determined to tackle the 14.5-mile course in good spirits and to enjoy the scenery as they headed west towards Bristol.
About 3 years ago I was diagnosed with a heart condition after collapsing at home, so this is quite dear to my heart, and it's taken me quite a long time to actually talk about the condition and get to the bottom of it. So I was told 3 years ago I probably would never play sport again. 3 years later I'm back playing for my country and actually captain it in a recent test series against South Africa in a couple of weeks' time.
So as a top sports person, how devastating was it to get that sort of news?
Yeah, incredibly devastating. I don't think there's anything worse in life that you can be told as an elite sports person. You've trained your whole life to get to a certain pinnacle of your career, and to be told that that's just ended, it's just devastating. I don't really know how you kind of get to grips with that. I think because I was probably so ill, I didn't have that choice, but I didn't really want to stop playing, so I just went back to social sport when I could, and I've just luckily built up with the help of my cardiologist to get back to playing internationally, but we never thought that would happen.
Well, I'm delighted to come out, but frankly the people you should be praising are the people behind me who are going to do the 15-odd mile walk, helping the British Heart Foundation. And you know, it's fantastic, isn't it, how generous people are with their time and with their money to help people in difficulty. And I just praise all of these people, not just the organisers, Paul and the others, but particularly all those people from Bath who are turning out to go on this very long walk.
It is a great cause as well, isn't it? Because if you don't have a healthy heart, then you've got problems, haven't you?
Yeah, it's certainly true. But I mean, one of the things that I think is really important to remember is that as a result of the money that's already come in over the years, the British Heart Foundation, they've made a real difference already. So, for instance, young children born with heart problems very often used to die. Now, because of the research that's been done and the treatments that are now available, because of the funding from British Heart Foundation, it means far more of them are going to survive. And that's really why we're doing it, to save lives.
And it's nice, isn't it, that Bath and Bristol, which in sporting terms can be big rivals, people are joining together and actually doing something together.
I mean, I think it's fantastic. You know, the rivalry between Bath and Bristol 20 odd years ago when I first became an MP was unbelievable. But now in all sorts of ways, economic ways and so on, we are now working much more effectively together, and I welcome it, and I welcome the fact that, you know, we've got a walk that's sort of symbolising that link going between Bath and Bristol, but also that we're doing it on the cycle path, and that's one of the big improvements we've seen in the area. We've got this cycle path now all the way from one to the other, going now right the way through Bath and out to the other side, so maybe we'll have an even longer walk next time.
Yeah, I think, like I said, we all know somebody somewhere in the family tree, our own families, that's been affected with some sort of heart complaint or heart condition in some way or somehow. But you know, it's a great charity. So, and I'm just, like I said, I cannot emphasise this. I really am happy to come and just show my support and back out.
And of course, Paul Hobbs, who's organised it, has been raising money for charity with events like this for years and years, and he's too modest to say too much about it. So, come on, big him up a little bit, Phil.
I can't praise the guy enough. You know, he's been doing this ever since I've known Paul probably the best part of 25 years. And when we first introduced, he got me doing these events, and every now and again you get a pop-up email from Paul coming, I've got another event. You think, my God, he just never tires of doing events. You've got to take your hat off to him. He's relentless in his appeal of generating money. He must have raised hundreds of thousands of pounds over the years, you know, and he needs some recognition, to be honest. And you know, MB perhaps, I don't know, but if anybody deserves an MB or an OB or whatever it is, Paul Hobbs, because he's relentless in his appeal to raise money for valuable charities.
Enough of the talking. With 14.5 miles ahead, it's time to get walking, as Don Foster does the countdown, and then it's off en route for Bristol for our sponsored walkers as they join the Sunday morning cyclists and strollers on the cycle path. Paul, so far so good. You've reached the lunch stop. How's it all been going on the cycle path?
Seems to be great. Lovely weather. Everybody pleasantly enjoying themselves, and yeah, we couldn't have wished for more, really. I think numbers have held up the same as last year, and obviously we got more people here joining us at Bitton. Very pleased, to be honest, and I'm sure on the road and at the end we'll raise a good amount of money for the charity.
Yeah, it does seem like everyone's in very good spirits. It obviously helps doing it for a great cause, but the weather is glorious too.
I think that's one thing you can never control, and you just pray and hope that you don't get a downpour on the day. Couldn't have wished for better, really. So, yeah, it's a great day, and we're all enjoying it. And at the halfway stage, we got much more to accomplish yet. So we're not there yet, but looking forward to the end at the Cuban as well.
But obviously thanks also to the Avon Valley Railway here at Bitton for letting you stop here.
Yeah, they're great. You know, they let us do collecting as well, and I think it's a very popular place to stop. So that's one reason why we always use this place to stop, because I think it's ideal for it.
Your support has been hugely appreciated by the British Heart Foundation. We're so grateful. This is a really special appeal that we do with this particular walk, and it's the Mending Broken Hearts appeal. What this is about is supporting people that are suffering from chronic heart failure, and what we're trying to do is reverse that. So the research that we're funding at the moment is aimed at reversing heart failure, something which at the moment is an incurable death sentence. So thank you everybody for coming along and supporting this. I really appreciate it.
Well, George, you've come out to support this event, but Paul does this all the time. He is remarkable, isn't he?
He's amazing, and he's got such persuasive powers, because my time's pretty limited, but he always seems to manage to persuade me to do these things, because A, they're a really good cause, and I find it difficult to resist that level of enthusiasm that he has, which is quite clear, so do a lot of other people.
Yeah, and over the years, I know he has been recognised by the City of Bristol, but he has raised so much money for different causes in this city, hasn't he?
Absolutely, yes, for lots of different causes, mainly in the area of health. And I'm absolutely determined we become the healthiest city. In many ways, we are the healthiest major city in the UK. And but I don't want to stop at that. I want to make sure that we are, and especially with our European Green Capital designation next year, that we become a really clean air, city that is much fairer, because there are an awful lot of illness that occurs in some of the poorer parts of the city that results in a 9-year life expectancy differential from the richest to the poorest parts.
A medal for every walker from the Mayor, but most importantly, grateful thanks for their support for a very worthy cause, and a tidy sum raised for the British Heart Foundation.